Welcome, everybody, to the post-spring break podcast, TrackCast number 3. How was your spring break? Oh, I should introduce myself. I just always assume people know us by now.
What do you think?
You know, we pick up new listeners all the time.
Yeah.
I'm Chance Kirby with everybody's favorite head coach, girls track coach Travis Marsh. Now let me get back to it. How was your spring break?
It was good. A break's never long enough. If it was a 2-week spring break, it still wouldn't be long enough. But the positive is this spring break actually ended and we got to go back to school today instead of having a 9-month spring break like what we had last year.
That's true.
So
this was all going down about a year ago.
Yes. It was good. We had track practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and
how was the turnout?
It was good. We had good numbers. Of course, there's people that miss that you wish they would have been there, and that's just part of it. Everywhere I've ever been, that's always been the case. Even if you have, 100 kids turn out, you're still missing one that you really wish, would have been there. But no, it was good, and they worked hard. That's the main thing, is the ones that were there worked hard.
It comes and goes. I haven't been to a spring break track practice since I was in school, but I remember some years good, some years not so good.
Yeah, no, and that's what it is you just kind of have to lower the bar that way you don't end up, giving yourself an aneurysm.
Makes
over
sense.
Spring break track practice. So, no, but it was good.
How's your bracket?
Oh, man, I'm missing the Final Four team, West Virginia. They let me down.
They let you down?
To Syracuse last night. But I do see that you are leading the bracket right now.
I am? I haven't even looked because I assumed I was done.
Well, you're not leading currently.
Yeah.
You have the most potential points left.
I'll be dang. I guess I need to look.
Yeah, you should. Well, no, if you look, you'll ruin everything.
I'd already written it off.
And poor Aston, he put his faith in the Longhorns.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
And you failed him. Your blind faith as a Texas fan has failed him.
I didn't have him winning it all.
Well, yeah, you've been let down by him for so long that realism has set in.
That's right.
But no, your Gonzaga pick, I think, is a.
Think it's a lot?
I think it's solid. I have Gonzaga playing Baylor, and of course, I went with Baylor for the win.
Of course, you did.
I hope they don't let me down. But I think your Gonzaga pick is solid.
It was exciting to see UNT win.
It was exciting to see UNT win. It's always nice whenever a local school has some success. I will say their head coach is a former Baylor assistant, so I think
I didn't know that till your brother was posting that. He was all happy.
All roads lead back to Baylor when it comes to success, I guess. But man, to get things started, okay. Kendall Korbacher, shout out to her, running at the Ponder meet on her spring break. And she triple jumped and ran the 100 hurdles and the 300 hurdles, and she finished second in the 100 hurdles and fifth in the 300 hurdles. And so, it's not a knock against anyone else that didn't compete, but a big shout out to her for competing on her week off. I was glad that she did, and I think it's awesome. I think for me that's a positive step for the program, just to have somebody wanting to go compete. I was really proud of her for that.
I think we had 2 boys run as well. I think Tristan ran in Salina.
Yes. And
then Tanner ran at the Distance Festival.
Yeah, and I haven't heard how Tristan did, so I don't want to put information out there that I'm not privy to.
Yeah.
But you and I kind of talked about the Tanner's run, and season best, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it has to be, yeah.
And so that's good.
Yeah.
Steps in the right direction for Tanner.
This time is good. I was so worked up after this track meet in Krum that the distance between then I've calmed down,
that's
as
good.
I always do.
Well, good.
But before we get into that, I have listener mail. Listener mail.
Listener mail. Okay, hold on before we get to listener mail.
Yeah.
I have one other thing that I want to mention.
Okay.
The Post Signal is one of our podcast sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this last edition of the Post Signal, There was an article by Joe Fragano about Addison Height.
Yes.
It's a good read. Not a lengthy article, but it's a good read. So thank you to Joe Fragano and the Pilot Point Post-Signal for doing the story on Addison.
Oh, and that reminds me of something else.
Well, there we go.
We haven't had a podcast in 2 weeks, so we've got all these things to wrap up. Before we get to the listener mail and back to the bracket, did you see the Twitter post about the men's weight room versus the women's weight room? And the reason I wanted to ask you about that is because you've been on both sides. You coach boys athletics totally, except for girls track, which you're the head coach of, right?
Yes, sir.
What was your opinion on that?
It's easy to see how people fall into the trap of, but look at the revenue that the boys make. More people will watch the first round of boys games than will watch the entire girls tournament. And they get caught in the economics and the viewership of it. And while there is legitimacy to that argument in that it is true, as far as viewership and money and all that, when you look at things being equitable, that situation, the girls didn't even have the opportunity. They had dumbbells and yoga mats, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a little dumbbell tree.
A little Christmas tree of dumbbells. That's cute.
I think it was Oregon. Someone's keeping it on their sidelines. They got one like it, and they put it on their sidelines for every game.
And, it's one of those things to me that it just doesn't make sense of why not, if a girls basketball program chooses to not use the weight facility, that's their prerogative. But they should have equal access. And then at least, it's up to them. They should have the option, because if somebody wanted to go do squats, they couldn't.
Even if that's what that facility believes about, you were saying revenue and boys is more important than girls, to use a current term, the optics on that were terrible.
Oh, it's awful.
Terrible.
The thing is the whatever that boys' weight room looked like, you should have copied and pasted it to another facility, and it is what it is. Because they're renting the stuff anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Someone may be giving it to them to get their name on it.
Yeah, it's no extreme cost to the money that's being made by this tournament. There's the optics are way worse than what it would have been to write the check.
It's crazy that whoever set that up and whoever's idea that was, when he walked to the door to cut the lights off and walk out, he looked at that room and he goes,
"All right, we're ready.
This is it.
Yeah, I did it.
I got it." And then leaves. It's like, wow.
I hope whenever he updated his resume, he left that part out.
Yeah, that's
probably. And I hope he's updating his resume.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things that, in my opinion, is kind of unforgivable. I don't know how you rationalize that. I don't get it. So they should be embarrassed, and I'm glad that at times I hate social media, but at times like that, social media is very good. I know the video that I watched was from one of the players from Oregon, and she said it. She's like, "This has to get out there. This is ridiculous," and she's right.
I think she finished it with something like, "If you don't see the problem, you are the problem," or something. It was very yeah.
It's kind of in your face a little bit.
Well, another example of social media I thought winning this week, and yes, it's picking on me being a Longhorn fan, but that person that put that tweet out that said Texas has 3 NBA draft picks and Abilene Christian has 3 going to the seminary
3 seminary
students.
Yeah, no, it's great. But in sports, of course I love sports. That's why I'm a coach. But it's nice to have March Madness back.
Yeah.
And that's just another thing that we missed for the past year. That I'm glad it's back. It's fun to see that. And it's fun to see the upsets, and it's fun to see people competing.
Now, quickly to this mail package.
Viewer mail.
Someone listened. I don't remember what podcast it was. She, it's one of our biggest fans.
Okay.
But she heard that you were lacking something, so she brought this and told me to give this to you. But
Lord, that's what I'm talking about.
That I don't even remember what week that was. We were talking. Oh, it was basketball. And we were talking about the
T-shirts.
T-shirts and wearing other jerseys.
Man.
So
there we go. So
Debbie Carter.
All right, and I have a West Side Wolves.
Yes. Give the backstory
T-shirt
for those
now.
that didn't hear that.
Man, I don't remember it exactly, but we were talking about wearing stuff from previous stops and things like that. And I have a shirt from everywhere, except I don't have a West Side Wolves shirt. I have a pair of shorts.
Now you do.
And now I have my very own West Side Wolves. And so now I'm actually about to take a picture of it and send it to Coach Mason. Old Jamal Mason, who's the head coach down there. He was the offensive line coach whenever I was the secondary coach. And
tag Debbie.
I will, because that's awesome. Thank you, Debbie Carter.
There you go. Well, let's take a break.
Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll talk Krum track.
There is no better source for local news than the Pilot Point Post-Signal. Pilot Point Post-Signal has been covering Pilot Point since 1878, providing award-winning, top-notch coverage of Pilot Point and the Pilot Point Bearcats. You can start your subscription today by going to postsignal.com and signing up for their special, which is 2 months free of the digital and print copy, or you can call their phone number at 940-686-2169. The Pilot Point Post-Signal, the best source for local news.
Cat fans, one thing that I love about walking into the field house is looking at all the old pictures that you have from years past and being able to relive the history of those great teams and great players. And I love walking through with my sons and showing them a picture and saying, man, look at that guy, and telling them a story about a great play. And you can have the same opportunity to do that with your family by using Ashley Marsh Photography to capture your family's great memories. Seeing those pictures of your family will allow you to talk to your kids or your grandkids and tell great stories about things that you've done or things that you've seen or just funny memories that you might have. So if you ever want to document your family's history, please contact Ashley Marsh Photography. You can find her on Facebook, on Instagram using Ashley Marsh Photography, as well as her website, ashleymarshphotography.com.
Okay, we're back. Travis has got on his new T-shirt, and he's raring and ready to go.
And 27 sheets of paper here to sift through.
Well, before we get into the details, let's talk about the overall Krum meet. I've been to a lot of track meets in my life. I'm a track fan. I've been to some terrible summer track meets.
I was about to say, then you hated this track meet.
It's the worst track meet I've ever seen.
Not only
worst from an organization standpoint. There were only 2 teams there. Everything about it was frustrating. They combined everyone, which then throws everyone's pace off to get ready.
Oh, it was a glorified practice.
The bathrooms weren't open at the meet. You had to walk to the softball field to use the bathroom.
Now, in fairness, with these exterior buildings, whenever the freeze happened, the pipes burst.
Okay, I'll allow that one.
So I understand.
I allowed that.
That's like us not being able to play a game at the middle school because we currently don't have a court.
Okay.
It's a weather casualty,
good.
so that's a wash.
Okay. I wish I'd have known that as I was mumbling all the way to the softball fields to use the bathroom.
Yes, or you just held it like the rest of us for ungodly amounts of time.
All right, that one I'll let slide. Why did the meet go from a real meet to we show up and it's a dual meet?
Well, we had 2 schools dropped out, one due to COVID and one due to funding, whatever that means.
Funding?
I'm just telling you what I was told, man.
I don't know if this is top secret. What does it cost to enter a meet?
It's about $500, $600.
Is it really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
So this week, that school realized that, hey, we're short $500. We better pull
done.
This meet and
we're
get
out
a
of
refund.
Yeah.
Did you get any notification? I promise I'm going to try and move on after this. I was really walking around angry at that meet and how poorly run it was. Did Krum reach out to the other schools, to you guys? Because obviously they're there, and they're the other half of the dual meet, so they know what a train wreck it is. Did they reach out to you and say, hey, look, this thing isn't looking good. Do you guys want to consider going somewhere else? Or do you just get there and you walk up and you're like, wow, it's us and Krum?
Well, we did know, and we actively looked for other places to go.
Okay.
But we couldn't find one.
Okay.
And so we're stuck.
No, I get that. I don't blame you guys.
Which a dual meet is better than no meet. Yes, it is. Don't look at me like that.
Maybe. I mean, you would have ran.
At least they gave out medals. That's
you would
better
have ran
than,
against yourself. I mean, you would have done something.
Well, for what it's worth, we did lose the varsity girls division by about 18 points. So there was competition.
Yeah.
You know, and we didn't just run away with everything. And so that was good. Not good that we lost, but good that there was competition.
Well, dive into it. I'll stop ranting about. But anyone listening that went to that meet knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're not the first person to complain.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's just because there's so much time passed. Because usually, I grabbed a hold of Coach David at the meet.
I'm sure. So, looking at things from an overall season standpoint, I'm a big believer in data. And the good thing about a track meet is it's always going to be 400 meters. It's always the same distance. A mile is always a mile. A 3,200 is a 3,200. A 100 is a 100. And the stopwatch always runs the same. So you always have data that you can go back to and you can gather and you can use it to kind of analyze which direction you're heading. And so from an overall standpoint, what I do at the end of every track meet is I compare our results to what we've done in the previous meet, and I keep a spreadsheet of the season best. And so if you look at the spreadsheet that I've printed out and just placed before you, our season best in every event that we compete in is the Krum meet. So we ran faster, we threw further at the Krum meet than we ever have at any of the other meets.
Wow.
So I think it's twofold. One, we're progressing in the program, which is set up to peak at district currently, because I think that's where we are as a program. And two, it's starting to warm up a little bit, even though it wasn't exceptionally warm at Krum.
Yeah, but because there's only 2 teams, the meet was over and the sun was still up.
Yeah, but you didn't get much rest.
Yeah.
There's factors that work for you and against you. But the main thing is in every event we ran our best time of the year. And so I'm extremely proud of the girls for that, because that means that they're doing what they're told, they're working hard, they're competing, and all those things.
It makes it hard on a coach. What did you complain about? I mean, you have to point at something and be like, hey.
We're not getting everything yet.
There it is. That's what I was looking for.
We're competing and we're working hard, but I don't think we've quite learned how to hurt yet. I think we're still comfortable. And they'll figure that out. And the more that we go, the more laps that we take around the track, the more that we compete, the more, gut checks that they go through on Wednesday mornings, they'll learn how to hurt. And I think it's a misnomer to think that in order to give it all, you have to collapse on the track. You don't have to get to that point to give it your all. But I think that every time that any girl has walked off the track, I think if they're realistic, they'll say, man, I had more. I had more to give.
It's hard to do.
And so that's kind of what we're going to try to build on, what we're going to try to do. And, Notoriously Yours has made our gut check shirts, and we have them. And, we'll be giving them out on Wednesday morning for those of them that can earn it. And that's just an added incentive to hang it all out there and go hurt and go give your best effort. So.
Yeah, I heard an analogy once that when you're running, you have to imagine having a pocket full of sand. And the goal is the last grain of sand to fall out of your pocket at the finish line. You don't want to finish with sand in your pocket, and you don't want to run out of sand with 100 meters to go.
Yeah.
So it's just experience, and the more they run, the more they'll figure it out.
It is, and I tell them, I kind of joke with them, nobody's ever died running the 400, to my knowledge.
Man, that one's been around forever.
And so I think they need to learn that, is that you can expend every ounce of energy that you have, and it's going to hurt, and it's not going to feel great, even though winning feels great. And you're going to be all right. We'll help you up. We'll get you water. We'll do whatever we need to do. But, they just have to learn to hurt. And that's across the board. There is nobody on the roster that is exempt from that criticism from me. That's an across-the-board thing. I think every single girl has something more to give.
You had for the third consecutive week, a different high point score.
Yeah. Which I think is a huge... can't think of what I want to say. I think it's a huge tell to the depth of talent that's on the team. People are finding new events, and this is some of the minutia that we'll get into, but Lindsay True long jumped for the first time for sure in her high school career, and she got a gold medal. I don't know, and I don't know how it was before I was the head guy, but I want them to try things. I want them to say, hey, coach, I want to try to triple jump. All right, cool, let's go do it. I want to try long jump. Okay. Kendall Korbacher, we were throwing the shot put the Thursday morning before the Krum meet, just because she wanted to see if she could do it. And I want to keep fostering that, because that's where we find the kids that can fit in multiple places, and the ones that can get you some underneath points at district track meet.
That's the important ones to win the district track meet.
Absolutely. So, one last point before we take a break. For the third consecutive meet, I ran my third consecutive different mile relay. I haven't had the same one 2 weeks in a row, and we dropped time again.
Just moving those chess pieces around.
Yeah. With two, we had somebody that was out and unable to run, and then there was a miscommunication that put two alternates onto it. And even with two alternates, we ran almost a second faster than what we ran the week before. So
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of the work that the girls have put in and the depth that is kind of they've created with their hard work. So let's take a quick break, and when we come out, we'll talk points.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
All right, well, we're back from the break, and let's talk gold medals.
There's going to be a lot of them at a dual meet.
Well, thanks for the buzzkill.
It's nothing against us.
Girls, even though you got a gold medal at a dual meet, it's still impressive. That means
it
you
is.
beat somebody.
And they've also beat themselves, like you just showed.
Yes,
That every event, it's the fastest time of the year, came out of that meet.
Leave it to Chance the Realist to just bring us all back down to earth.
It's just frustrating. I like track so much. The season in 3 meets now is 75% over, and one of the meets they only got to race
60%.
one team.
We have Gunner, and then another meet, and then district.
Y'all added another meet. Can you pull the curtain back and tell us there's just another meet at this moment?
It's another meet right now.
Okay, just at this time.
Yes.
Okay.
So, without further ado, let's start with field event gold medals.
Let's do it.
And I had a thrower come out, Naomi Gastineau, and she won a gold medal in shot put. 27-7 is going to put her in the hunt for getting out to area. Now, we're adding another thrower this week, and I think that she will come in as the favorite to win the district championship. But Naomi threw really well. I was really proud of her for getting out and competing.
That's impressive to come in now and then
Yeah, I mean, in the mix. So
Well, it's good she's showing up then.
Absolutely. And so she got a gold medal there. We talked about Lindsay True with her gold medal in long jump with a season best 15-1, program best for the year. And so, again, we producing depth, I guess, kind of as we go. Those were our 2 gold medals from the field events. Now, in discus, we did get better there. Just adding people helps. We're able to just expand our roster. The more the people that we get, the better. I long jumped 6 people, 3 of them I no-pointed, just to get people out there, just to try to figure out what we're doing and how we're going to get better. Gold medals in the running events. We had Lindsay True ran her fastest time of the year, and Krum has an impressive open quarter runner, 400 runner. And so Lindsay got a silver, but it was because this girl from Krum went sub 60 in the open.
That's a good run.
It is a good run. That's kind of, I guess you could say, the gold standard for a girl is if you can break that 60-second mark, you're really, cooking with fish grease at that point. And so proud of Lindsay, though, for competing and getting out there. But our gold medals, you have Brisa Hernandez. She got a gold medal in the mile. Kendall Korbacher won the hurdles, 100-meter hurdles, with a season best time. And then we won the 4x1, 4x2, and the mile relay.
Dumb question.
Okay.
I apologize for not knowing.
It's all right.
This football and all of this stuff throws me out of whack. Are we Region 1 or Region 2 in track?
Region 2.
We're Region 2.
Yeah,
okay.
we go east.
Okay. I was confused when. That's why I guess we run in White House then.
Yes.
I should have thought about that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it would be a really awkward meet for Region 1.
Hey, you from Lubbock. We run in White House.
Sorry to rock the boat there.
No, that's
Keep
okay.
going.
No, but those are our gold medalists, and so I'm always proud of all of the competition that we get from our kids, and I think we're going to continue to get better. My full expectation going forward is that on that season best, I'm hoping that I replace all of the Krums with gunners.
Yeah.
And just continue working hard and getting better. And just trying to peak at the right time.
Speaking of peaking, is that, I know you're, I don't want to say starting a program. Can I say rebuilding a program?
We're at least in the renovation.
Okay. Renovating a program. Where do you ideally want to peak? Because DeSoto does not want to peak at district.
We're peaking at district.
Your goal,
yeah,
you're focused on district.
Is district. And here's the God honest truth. I'm never going to put a cap on anyone's potential and, anything like that. But if you just look at our times, which is all that we have to go off of, and what I've been shown so far, it's an uphill climb to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to take the romantic goggles off and put on the realistic glasses and say, man, this is what we are. This is what we need to build to. And so the goal right now is win a district championship, get out of district, get as many people to the area meet as we possibly can, and then go from there. And, with running programs and things like that, with the way that I choose to run my program, which is going to be, how much track philosophy do we want to get into? I've got 30 minutes before I have to be back at school.
I can sense the collective groan in the community as they're listening to this 2 days from now. I'm seeing into the future.
Okay.
So just scratch the surface.
Okay, it's an upside down pyramid. Okay, and it's going to go at the very top, which is going to be your early season, week 1. You have the largest portion of the triangle, which means you're going to have more reps at a slower pace with less rest. So you're going to run 10 200s in 35 with a minute and a half rest. And where we are is we're down near the bottom of the funnel at this point in the season. And so this morning we ran 4 200s. But the pace was trying to hit about 28. Okay. And most girls were hitting between 28 and 30, which is kind of the window that I want them in. And then they were getting 4 minutes rest. So we're going to up the intensity, increase the rest, because we're working on speed, turnover, maximum effort instead of oxygen deprivation, expand their lungs type stuff. And so this morning, for instance, our fastest time of the year in the 200 is a 27.3 by Aaliyah. This morning, Aaliyah and Addie hit low 28 on their first 200, and then Addie and Lindsay were the first two in the last one and the fourth one, and they were right about 28-29. And so we're hoping that by increasing the tempo, increasing the intensity of the workout, we're going to actually develop foot speed. Because at some point it becomes you're done getting in shape. You just have to get faster. And so we're hoping that by increasing the intensity, increasing the rest, we're actually going to develop speed late in the season while we've already built our base.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Condition early, fine-tune late.
Yes. Speed. Run fast.
Yeah.
There's only one way to get faster. You got to run fast. There's only one way to get stronger. Lift heavy. And if you're never hitting the maxes and you're never giving max effort, you're never going to actually move the max anywhere. And so, you have kids that are trying to drop a 400 meter time, and it's not about getting it in better shape. Eventually you reach a point where you're in as good a shape as you're going to get in, and so you have to look at a 100 to 200, and if that is not getting faster, you're never going to drop on the back end, because no matter what anybody says, and I've seen some of the best that have ever done it do it, you're never going to be able to finish your last 100 as fast as you ran your first or your second one, just because it's just the law of I don't know if it's physics or what you want to call it, but your muscles get tired.
Human nature.
Yeah, your muscles get tired. You start running out of oxygen. So, at some point you just have to get faster. So,
I like it.
I'm off my soapbox. Let's take a break.
Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
We want to wish our varsity cheerleader, Abby, a great senior year. Love Mom, Dad, and Michael.
Pelzel Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Paula Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
All right. So to wrap up the spring break track report, we mentioned a new high scorer for the third consecutive track meet. And Addison Height was week 1. Aaliyah Jordan went week 2. And then Lindsay True scored 29 points at the Krum meet. Gold medal.
Season high.
High, yeah. And so gold medal in long jump, and then she finished second in the 200. I do believe she finished third in the 800. Give me a minute. I'll tell you exactly. But then she was a leg on the meet-winning mile relay as well.
While we're giving you a minute, I have a question to ask you. You
Okay.
left us with a cliffhanger.
It was a third.
You left us with a cliffhanger on the last track cast, and
Okay.
I want to see what you concluded on that.
Great.
You said in the last cast that the Krum meet would be a pivotal. Wow.
Pivotal. We're just going to make
Yeah,
words up now.
Exactly. Pivotal meet to determine the path that Addie would go on moving forward as far as events. Did you come to any conclusions that you're willing to share with us today?
No change.
Okay.
She's going to continue running what she's been running and continue to try to drop time in those events. I did make a move with her on the mile relay, which you were there and you got to see it, of moving her to first leg. She had been our anchor the previous weeks, and so we flipped the order and put her in the first leg. A dual meet is a perfect time to do that, and I think it paid dividends. I think that she gives us a extremely, extremely tough first leg, and I really like the way that she ran it, and I like the way the other 3 girls fed off of having the lead, and every single leg extended the lead, and so I was very pleased with that. But no change.
Okay.
But Lindsay True, 29 points, season high. And I think this week we're going to add a 5th event to her. So she might be our first 2-time. We'll have to see.
Is there a junior high meet tomorrow?
There is. It's a home junior high meet.
Okay, it's a makeup meet.
It's a makeup meet from we had a weather cancellation week 1, first week of it. And then it was initially supposed to be today, but there's bad weather pending.
So we've went weather cancellation, COVID cancellation. Was that the second one? Didn't it get canceled twice? And today was the 3rd time?
No, this is the second try today.
Okay.
So 3rd time's a charm. We're going to try to run it off tomorrow.
Saw on Twitter that Tioga may join us tomorrow.
Yeah. Green Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Never seen a green bulldog.
No. Never seen an orange Bearcat either. So.
But have you ever seen a Bearcat?
Yes.
Did you go out to Sharkarosa?
He brought it to Massey Stadium for a pep rally one time, a playoff pep rally.
Do you know what the actual name of a Bearcat is?
I'll know when you say it. I've heard it.
It's a bit wrong.
Okay.
Did you know that we anatomically are messing with the Bearcat's paws? It does not have 4 paws like the Bearcat paw that we put out there. It actually has 5.
I was never a fan of the paw, so good.
Well, good. Then now you have ammo as to why you weren't a fan, because it was anatomically incorrect.
The burrows is right.
Do they have 5 claws?
I think it's 4. I think it's 4, and it's scratching through something.
Yes, a WB.
It's scratching through the run-through sign.
Yes. Let's do a quick Google search. Not of WhitesboroBearcats.com.
No, I would get them to the wrong place.
I know where it gets them. That would be 4 claws coming through a rather large W.
So it's wrong as well.
They're wrong as well. Nobody understands that Bearcats have 5 toes. So
Is it an opposable thumb though, like we have? So if Whitesboro might be closer because
we don't know. The fifth one's kind of a mystery.
If it's like us, your thumb wouldn't be long enough to claw through.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, if you go to...
We'll send that to the research department and see what they come up with.
The research department is me and you.
Yeah.
So...
Which I was thinking what a jerk I would have been in high school with the internet and a phone, because when you said that saying that's as old as time is nobody's ever died from the 400, I would have immediately Googled to try to find a death during the 400 to say, no, coach, that's not right.
Yeah. No, you are that guy.
I thought that when you said it. All right, we're going to have a meet tomorrow.
And it will be live streamed.
I was just about to ask that. I haven't received that internal memo. I felt like that's what you were insinuating when you told us that the meet was going to be.
Okay.
It's so cute.
It is. So
no wonder we've changed it. But anyway.
So I will send this photo to you, and you can post it, and we can get the public involved.
So anyway, back to it. I felt like when you sent out that text and told me when the junior high meet was, that's what you must have been insinuating.
Yes, that's when you needed to be at Massey.
Yeah, okay. I think that's it on loose ends.
I think so.
Oh, well, the high school meet is in Gunner.
It'll be
on Thursday.
In Gunner on Thursday.
Any
we
chance
won't have to pay to get in like Krum.
Wow, I even forgot that one. But any chance they're live streaming that?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
So.
And then let's cover a little bit of a boys' highlights that you got there in front of you. Live coverage of Coach Marsh digging through papers.
So the boys finished second to Krum as well. They lost by 15 points. And Tristan Truenbach was the high-scoring athlete of the meet. He scored 30 points on the heels of victories in the 100, 200, and 400. Tanner, I thought, made a step in the right direction. Now, granted, there wasn't great competition, but I thought that he started looking more comfortable running. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I don't know how you can portray looking comfortable running mileage on a podcast, but just his gait looked better. I thought he looked a little bit more relaxed, and so yeah, I was impressed.
I was impressed with Lane too.
Yeah, old Lano.
He went after it in the 800 too.
He did. Finished third.
Yeah.
And then second in the 2 mile. That's a 2-medal day for Lane.
Yeah.
And so, got to be proud of that. Ish didn't run the hurdles. And so, he would have won it by about a second and a half if he would have ran even the time that he ran, hitting every hurdle at the Whitesboro meet. So, I'm excited to see him back on the track. The sprint relay continues to run really well.
And that third exchange was terrible.
Yeah, and they still ran their fastest time of the year.
Yeah.
But I really like that relay. I think there's potential there.
It was like Aiden forgot that he needed a stick. Took
no,
off.
It's like Aiden was standing there and forgot there was a mark and just took off when he felt like it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Ish is really tall and could stretch out and make that happen. We won the 4x2 as well. And we finished second in the mile relay. Were you ever a long jumper?
No. Now, I'm not saying that in junior high when coaches are bored and we got to throw someone in there, they didn't say, Kirby, get in there.
Get after it.
No, I don't ever recall long jumping.
Well, you were the father to a long jump champion.
I saw that. I missed the whole... I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Yeah. And so Aston pulling the gold medal long jump, and you had asked me over the course of spring break at some point, it kind of all runs together, what's kind of the watershed of long jump? He's like, 19.9 is what he won it with, and you're like, it seems good. That's good. 20 foot is kind of that mark. And so he's close to that mark. So you're way to go, Dad.
I've got nothing to do with it.
No,
like I said, I didn't even make it over there. The meet was so screwy.
Oh, yeah.
I go to shot put to take pictures of the guys doing field events. On the way to see the long jump, I stop and take pictures of the 2 mile. And then when I get to the long jump, it's over. Then I go to triple jump. And then when I get back from triple jump, I've missed the entire sprint relay.
Yeah, that's about how it went.
Which, it's so funny. The one event that I missed because the meet is a train wreck, the comments on Facebook start pouring in about my poor job of taking pictures.
Well, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Can't win them all.
And then Caleb Holloway went gold in shot put and disc.
And I did see.
And I was glad to see Caleb and the throwing crew out there getting after it.
Yeah.
And so, it's hard to take anything from an overall perspective from a dual meet on the boys' side or the girls' side because there's no weird school to break up anything. You can have 2 really good track teams and it's just a free-for-all, but you don't have that third school that might have a good 800 runner that breaks up a 2, 3, and a 4. And so, you don't take too much from it, but I think from the girls' side, I'm just happy that my girls compete, and they compete, and they compete. And I feel like we're making the steps in the right direction.
If your sheet, every podcast you bring has the most recent meet and all the season best list that meet, then we're going to have a fun podcast in the 3rd week of May.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be awesome. So,
do you know? I hate to drag it out, but it won't be long. I think I had heard that there aren't as many kids that get to go to area and regionals because of COVID. Has that been relaxed? Is it still 4?
It's 4 from district to area.
Okay.
And then it's been 2 from area to region.
Okay.
I have not. I'm not aware of any changes. I know I did see some Twitter activity of people petitioning, saying, "Hey, you've got to open this up." And I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember what went 2 years ago. I don't remember if it was 4 from area or not.
I thought it was 4. I thought it went 4-4-2, and then the bonus
4-4-2 with the wild card.
And then the other
It
question,
should be. In to not hit this point home. There's a lot of third place runners at area track meets that are better than first place runners in other areas.
It's been that way forever.
And so I wouldn't mind an expanded field.
And then the last question, I haven't seen this anywhere. This is just me thinking, which is always bad.
Great.
Has there been any discussion on changing the state track meet because of COVID and maybe splitting it up boys, girls, or doing anything like that? Have you seen anything about it?
I have not seen anything.
Because that's a lot of people crammed into a...
Yeah, but it's over. The governor said so.
Okay. I'm just... yeah, it's true. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Just was wondering.
Mask on, mask off. That's your prerogative, Mr. Kirby. Now, as always, we'd like to thank our generous sponsors. We have Pilot Point Post Signal, Pelzel Printing, Southern Junkies, Ashley Marsh Photography, Chandler Cabinets, and last but not least, Dana Walker with the Germania Insurance. Without the support of these local sponsors, you wouldn't be getting this awesome Week 3 track podcast. So support those local businesses like they support us. And as always, go Lady Cats.